You ever wondered why your manifestations don't happen overnight? So if we are conscious creators, why don't we have the power to create things in our reality like this? Well, I have a really good reason, and today I am going to share what that is with you guys. Hi guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, like I said, my name is Jen. I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and you have found my YouTube channel where I upload 2 new videos each and every week all about the art of creating your best life ever. Okay, today's topic is something that I get a lot of questions about. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit more about it, shed a little bit of light, and maybe I can help you to understand why your manifestations don't always happen overnight. So consciously creating your reality requires you to make a commitment to something happening. It requires you to get out of your own way and do the mental work required, and to wait for the universe to come and give you a hand. So those are kind of the basic elements of manifesting. So the place where things get tricky, and the place that I talk about constantly on here and on the blog, is all about the stuff that involves us getting in our own way. Because in the end of it, when you look back at what's actually happening, most of the time, I would say 90% of manifesting is all about us just learning how to get out of our own way. So the reason why people get frustrated about this is because, of course, your conscious mind knows what it wants, and it believes that it should all happen very quickly. But there is an element in your brain that is actually tripping you up, and this is why it sometimes takes some time to actually create the results that you want. So the reason is your subconscious mind. So we have our conscious mind, and that is where our desires live, and that's where all of our positivity and all of the things that you are consciously aware of about yourself all live. But we also have this subconscious part of our brain that we don't realize takes on an awful lot of the work. And this subconscious mind, this is where a lot of your old programming is. This is where maybe your negative beliefs are. Maybe this is where this stuff is happening in your mind, and you are running these old programs and you are making up for things that happened a long time ago. That is where all of this stuff hangs out. So unless you do the work of going into your subconscious mind and really asking yourself what your real motivations are, you are probably going to end up shooting yourself in the foot over and over again, because your subconscious brain is super, super powerful, and you need to take some time to train it. So that is where the length of time in manifesting comes in. So it takes time for us to retrain our brain, our subconscious brain, to do the things we want it to do. But I'm not telling you that because it's impossible. It is 100% possible. But it just takes a little bit of time and effort for you to get in there and reprogram what's going on. So I'm going to give you guys 2 examples of just how powerful your subconscious mind is, because these are things I think that everyone can relate to, and this really goes to show you the power of your subconscious mind. So example number 1 is when you first learned how to drive a car, you probably were freaking out and thinking very consciously about it. And the first year or 2 that you were driving, you were always on high alert the entire time, freaking out about signaling and shoulder checking and parking and all of those things. You had to really think about doing it. But over time, with more and more practice, you stop freaking out, right? You stop thinking about driving. And then at a certain point, when you are good and comfortable with driving, you know you've had this experience. If you're a driver, everybody's had this experience, where you find yourself pulling into your driveway at the end of the day and you think, oh my God, I don't even remember driving home. I just appeared in my driveway and I have no idea what I was just doing. So this is your subconscious brain taking over. What has happened is that you have taught yourself how to drive so well that now your subconscious mind is doing the driving for you. You don't have to consciously think about signaling or shoulder checking or whatever it is that you're doing, because your brain has taken on that job for you. And so your conscious brain is probably wandering around thinking about what just happened at work, thinking about what you're doing on the weekend, thinking about something totally different. And that definitely could not happen when you first learned how to drive because your conscious mind was the one driving your car. It's only once you get good and comfortable with it that your subconscious mind can take over. Okay, my second example for you guys about how powerful your subconscious mind is and how long it takes for it to register some things is my story about when I moved to Germany. So I'm obviously from North America, and in North America the building code is very, very different. And one of the things that I found myself doing over and over and over again when I moved to Germany was I constantly stubbed my toe on the threshold at doorways. So in a German household, like when you have a door, like there's like a bump at the bottom of the door. It's not completely flush. In North America, we design buildings that are more friendly to people with disabilities. So they usually have a flat threshold. Like maybe there's like a little tiny bump, but it is not like the bump, like the threshold they have here. So the thresholds here are big and wooden, and obviously I can see them with my eyes. I know that they are there. But for like the first 6 months that I lived here, I was constantly stubbing my toe on the thresholds of the doorways. And the reason why that was happening is because for me, as an adult, obviously, walking through a door is something my subconscious brain does. I don't have to think about walking from room to room inside my own house. That is something my subconscious brain does. But my subconscious brain was not looking out for this new thing that I had to take into consideration. It was not taking into account the threshold. So I would still walk through the door without thinking, as if it was a doorway in North America. And that's how I would stub my toe constantly. And like I said, it took about 6 months before my subconscious brain registered the fact that there is this thing that now I have to step over, and I can't walk through doorways the same way I used to. And I know that's a really random example, but I just want to share that with you guys because that is something that was a very tangible thing in my life. And now I don't do it at all. Now I totally walk through doors in Europe without stubbing my toe. I'll have you know, it's great. But the point that I'm trying to make is that it took a while for my subconscious brain to catch up to where I am today. So if you are feeling frustrated with your manifesting, if you aren't getting the results that you want yet, but you're doing the inner work, I just want to encourage you to keep going because, like I said, my conscious brain was on board with the threshold, but it took a long time for my subconscious brain to catch up. What you are doing with manifesting is really making sure your subconscious mind is on board. So it might take you 6 months of work. It might take you a while to really put that message in there that you want to believe in and replace all those old programs and limiting beliefs that have already been in there with what you actually want to see in the world. And that is totally okay, you guys. It is totally okay. So people get frustrated, I know, when things don't happen fast enough. But I just want you to know that it is 90% just you doing the work. And that means sometimes you need to commit to doing it, to repeating it over and over and over again before your subconscious brain catches up. But as soon as your subconscious brain catches up, that is when things start to happen in the real world. So these two examples I shared with you today, I just wanted to show you how long it can take for your subconscious brain to catch up to your conscious brain. So it isn't that you're doing anything wrong. It isn't that the world is against you. It isn't that your wish isn't meant for you. It's none of that stuff. What is really happening is your brain is just taking a while to catch up to the new program. So when you think about it like that, it takes all the guilt and all the weird feelings off of you, and it is just remembering that you are human, and it takes time, especially to retrain your conscious brain. It takes a lot of time and effort and repetition to train your subconscious brain. But don't be afraid to do the work. Keep doing the work. Keep committing to your goals, and you will eventually receive them. Okay, so that was my video for today about why your manifesting might not happen overnight. Maybe that wasn't what you want to hear, but I really hope this gives you some clarity about what is happening, and I hope that this inspires you to keep going with your manifesting no matter what you are trying to call in for yourself. If you like this video, please do me a huge favor and give me a like, and if you have a friend you think could benefit from this information, please pass this along. I am always looking for new people to come into the community and hang out with us And if you know somebody that's a perfect fit, it would be awesome if you could invite them over here. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll be back here soon in another video. So until then, just remember, get ready for the miracle. Namaste.